All right, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this series of online lessons. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and lesson. In today's lesson, I just have a quick tutorial on how to approach these questions. So these questions were sent to me by students, and basically they are on derivatives. Okay, so the first, we have been given function f, which is two variable function x and y, and it has cos x minus x to the seventh e to the y plus 3y squared. And you're asked to find fx. This x means you're differentiating f with respect to x. Then here, this f, you're differentiating this f with respect to y. And here, you're differentiating f with respect to x. Then the answer you get, you differentiate with respect to y. Okay? Then here, you're differentiating f with respect to y. Then the answer you get, you differentiate with respect to y again. Okay? Then here you're differentiating f with respect to y, then the answer you get, you differentiate with respect to x. So these two are different. So I hope you follow through. So I'm just going to do maybe one or two and see how you are able to do the rest. Okay, so let's start with f with respect to x. So when we're differentiating f with respect to x, we consider y as a variable, as a constant, sorry. So we're considering it as a constant. We should know that the derivative of a constant is basically equal to 0. Okay? So we'll say f with respect to x. So we're differentiating this part with respect to x, this part with respect to x, this part with respect to x. So f with respect to x, when we differentiate cos x, this will be negative sine x. So here we have a minus. And now we differentiate this with respect to x. Since there is no x term here, we can't use the product rule. We just differentiate this part. So we'll consider this as a constant, which is just 7x to the power 6 e to the y. Okay. Then this with respect to x, there is no any x term here, so it will be 0. So basically this will be negative sine x minus 7x to the power 6 e to the power 1. Okay, so that is f with respect to x. Then f with respect to y, so we are considering we're considering x as a constant. So f with respect to y will be equal to, so this when differentiated with respect to y, there is no any y term here, so it will be 0. Then this, when differentiated with respect to y, so we consider this as a constant. As a constant, we mean it is a number, so this will be negative x to the power 7. So since there is no any y term here, so this is just a number. Then when we differentiate e to the y, so that when we have f, which is equals to e to the y, or how you differentiate is you drop the power and you differentiate the power. So you differentiate the power and you write e the way it is. Okay. So dropping the power, which is y, then we differentiate y. This will simply be 1. The derivative of y with respect to y will be 1. So here it is just 1. Then we rewrite e, then the power y. So there, 1 there. Okay, then the derivative of this part with respect to y, that will be plus 6y to the power 1. Okay, so we drop the power, then we subtract from the power, we subtract 1, meaning the final answer will be negative x to the power 7 e to the y plus 6y. Okay. All right. So now I think I can do these on top. Okay. So now for the derivative of f with respect to x, then with respect to y. So we'll start with f with respect to x. So f with respect to x, we differentiate with respect. So what we are looking for, let me just write it here. So we are looking for f with respect to x, then with respect to y. Okay. So first of all, we need to find f with respect to x. F with respect to x, we differentiate this with respect to x, which will give us here it will be negative sine x, negative sine x. Here it will be negative 7x to the power 6 e to the y plus 0. So we've already had that one. And now we can differentiate f with respect to x, which is this. Then we differentiate with respect to y. So with respect to y, this has no any y term in it, so it will be 0 minus. So this has a y term, so we differentiate this with respect to y. So remember the derivative of e. So when you have, let's say, f equals to e to the f of y, for instance, how you differentiate, we said we drop this power and we differentiate it, so which is f of y, then we differentiate it with respect to whatever variable, if it's x or y. So in this case, it's respect to y. Then we write this e to the f of x. So same applies here. So we drop the power and we differentiate it. So differentiating y, it's simply 1. So we have this negative 7x to the power 6. So dropping the power and differentiating it, that will be 1. Then this will be e to the y. Okay, so that would be that. Okay, so this simply becomes equal to negative 7x to the power 6 e to the power y. So that is the derivative of f with respect to x with respect to y. So now I'll give you a task to try out these. Then you can submit. Then we'll see how we get on. So here you're differentiating with respect to y. Then the answer you get, you differentiate it again with respect to. And here we are differentiating with respect to y. The answer you get, you differentiate with respect to. Have a good evening.